Welcome back. Money mistakes. Avoid making these at any cost. Mistakes can be a serious consequences for your financial health and future. Here are some common money mistakes you should avoid at all costs. Expensive hobbies. A hobby can relieve stress in children and adults alike, yet people eventually realize that their hobbies have become a need rather than an optional pastime. It's fine as long as you have the funds to pay for it. If you're broke and you don't have the money, it's time to reassess your hobbies and look into other options to see if there are less expensive ways to pursue the same hobby. Kids are only as expensive as you make them. It's not necessary to spend a lot of money on one's children in order to provide them with a great childhood. Spending more money than you make. To keep track of your finances, use basic approach. Either you spend less than you earn or earn much more than you spend. You should never spend all of your earnings, as there are needs to save some money for emergencies and uncertainties. Or should you spend more than you earn? Spending as much as you earn or accruing debt as a result of spending more than you earn is an inconvenient way to live. It is crucial to be disciplined with your spending, and you may need to make some required sacrifices or lifestyle changes to align with your spending and with your earning. Using credit cards instead of cash. According to surveys, those who pay using credit cards rather than cash typically spend 12 to 18% more. Those using credit cards by purchasing products and then are unable to pay off the credit card bill every month frequently wind up spending 50% more on their purchases after they factor in interest and fees. According to another study from the University of Pennsylvania, consumers who do not spend impulsively can save up to 23% on food expenses. Therefore, learning to shop with cash can benefit you in two ways. You can avoid falling into debt, and you can also avoid impulse purchases. Investing in unnecessary items. The bulk of people make the error of overspending on unneeded items. For the most part, it is unavoidable. Yet, if you examine your spending on such items, you'll see by avoiding this area you can save a little more or spend on things you need more in life. Don't sacrifice the necessary for the needless. Overspending must be avoided if you are to make the most of your money. Unexpected financial outcomes. Without having a plan for how to establish your dream empire, paying off your debts, or simply saving properly, you can only slow down in reaching your objective. Unplanned financial circumstances prevent you from progressing in life. Making a plan for what you want to achieve in a year from now and how you want to do it financially will help you meet your target. Spending on emotions. Emotions can get the best of us at times. We need to be cool and avoid wasting on items we don't need. Having a bad day or even a good day might cause you to overspend, which should not be the case. Taking ridiculous risks. People who lose money when taking foolish and unaccounted risk. Consumers have a great expectation for investments, but they often forget that only smart investments can provide the desired return. Don't just invest somewhere. Instead, invest after careful consideration. Also, attempt to mitigate risk as much as possible. Avoid planning for the future. Although a tentative meditation and keeping your thoughts in the present may be beneficial, it will be ideal for you to prepare for your finances for the future. It is crucial to take into account every risk because the future is hazy. And one way to accomplish this is by setting up an emergency fund, which will assist in reducing the risk associated with the future. Nothing is more vital than money when you find yourself in a sticky circumstance. Thus, you need to have an emergency fund. Of course, not all of your savings must go towards the emergency fund, but you still need to contribute a certain amount. Not making enough savings? People frequently make the crucial error, and they need to understand that saving money is essential. One of the most to be aware that life can be challenging. Nonetheless, when the route is steep, it can always be beneficial to buckle up. If you effectively save 20% of your income, this may make a difference for you. To ensure that you have reality check before you begin saving efficiently, you must perform the necessary calculations. A growing debt. One's debt are a huge source of concern. Debt reduction should be a secondary issue. Instead, one should focus on preventing debt growth. Nonetheless, this does not preclude the existence of debt. Early wealth accumulation is facilitated by some debt, but necessary debt can be led to financial catastrophe. Hence, it's important that we all refrain from piling up debt. In order to do so, we must adopt a specific perspective. To become debt free, you must establish a deadline and strive towards making sure your income is equal to or more than your expenses. The secret is to keep learning and growing. Purchasing luxuries that you cannot afford, we all adore opulent things and desire to own them, yet people typically purchase such things regardless of their financial situation. For instance, it makes no sense to save for 3 months in order to purchase a $15,000 Rolex watch. If your monthly salary is $4,000, instead you might want to invest in a less risky asset or save money to increase your earnings. Having an expensive residence. One should always spend within their means. Want a luxury home, but if your budget won't allow, you might want to perhaps give yourself some time before purchasing your ideal home. Most of us make the mistake of living in a house we cannot afford until we ultimately realize it is no longer practical for us. But by the time we come to that conclusion, most of our savings has already disappeared. Not establishing financial goals. One money error people make is not putting up financial objectives. For your financial objective, you should outline the steps you must take in order to achieve it. These objectives may include buying a home, launching your own business, or setting aside money for retirement. If you don't have clear goals, you can feel lost and never be able to save enough money for a down payment on a house, or you might not be in good enough place when it comes to retirement time. Spend some time creating financial objectives and maintain checking them frequently. Without a budget plan, a budget is necessary for sound money management. You must make sure that your spending stays under your set spending limit. It's a crucial habit that will enable you to save money. Is creating a budget knowing where your money is going will help you make smart financial decisions and maintain financial control. Just having a budget won't cut it. You need to actually make one that works for your budgeting and is not difficult task for you to use the 50-30-20 rule to assist in reaching your objectives. You just need to consistently adhere to this rule, which is extremely flexible. A speculative investment. A majority of novice investors make this error. People frequently invest based on rumors and supposition and hopes of profiting from them. Instead, they lose their money. Investing should be made after thorough research and with associated risk in mind. Do not make investments hasty just because someone suggested it to you or because there are rumors. Making an unnecessary purchase. You'll spend a lot of money on unnecessary things. The correct management of money requires discipline, which is required in order to handle money. Not spending money on items is a must if you want to accumulate a lot of riches. The lack of retirement savings. Most people are unaware of the need of beginning early retirement savings, even if they only entitles a modest sum. A person's retirement is a significant component to their life. Thus, it should be treated carefully. So begin early retirement planning. Not having enough money to spend. When your next paycheck arrives, you may be tempted to indulge in a purchase or two, while promising yourself that you will replenish the funds when you acquire another job. Nevertheless, you'll soon come to the understanding that you have another important obligation that must be attended to right away. In the end, this results in you overspending and doing without until you get paid again. You may then turn to debt to make ends meet, which is likely to set you up for a downward spiral into debt. Not seeking professional advice. If you're unsure on how to manage your money, seeking advice from a financial professional can be helpful. They can provide guidance and help you develop a plan to achieve your financial goals. By avoiding these common money mistakes, you can put yourself into a path of financial stability and security. Thank you for watching, and we love when you share and comment below.